Up to 16.
Okay, we are finally on air after a huge amount of technical difficulty. 17 minutes past our time. Sorry, people, if you have been watching this whole time. Yay, thank you. Welcome to Retro Roleplaying. I am Nicholas Skinner, the co-creator of Skinner Games. We are here with our cast and crew. We are missing one, down one with a Daniel. Has to finish, doing his master's degree education, right? Apparently he had to revise, 4,000 words or something in his thesis dissertation. Not okay. So he'll be gone for a bit. Hopefully he'll join us next time. In the meantime, Tim has brought his wife, who was playing games with us before, not on this show. Played Beyond the Wall, which is what we're playing tonight. So we're glad to have her here tonight. As I said, we're playing Beyond the Wall. That's right, there's 3 books. You only need the 1 book. The covers are all done by John Hodgson, so they're all friggin' amazing because I love his stinking art. It's so good. The book is pretty cheap. If you buy it in a PDF, the hard copies obviously cost more, print on demand. But it's totally worth it. This is one of my favorite games at the moment. The game is a 1-volume game, so you only need the 1 book to play it. The reason why I bought the 3 of them, being cheap, is because this game is honestly worth buying, even though, like I said, I'm super cheap. I actually bought all of them in hardback, as you see. I think everybody should get this book, period, who games further afield. It is one of the best books for creating a sandbox environment ever. It's super good, and it's fantastic for quick play and for collaborative play, which is something that I really, really love, that people are trying to get more involvement in from the players to help create the world as opposed to just the GM doing it all himself. It's nice to have that collaboration. So once again, we will be adventuring in our custom campaign setting in the Land of Quest. This is our printout black and white of our player's guide that I have sent to all the players. We have a town map, which apparently I forgot to bring with me tonight, that I've sent to them. I had completed it. If you guys want to take a look at that, actually, it's posted on our website. It's the free map of the week this week. So that is also good. We will jump right into playing since we're super late, jump right into talking about our characters and the character creation process. So let's get rolling on that. One thing that I absolutely love about Beyond the Wall is the character creation process. But I don't want to just have you guys hear from me and what I have to say about it. So let's turn to our players, since they're the ones who kind of did this, and we need to hear about their characters anyway. So who thinks they have the strongest grasp of the system and how this works? And let's hear from them first, and then we'll go to some of the others. So I know Nolan and Tim, you've played this with me before. What do you guys think?
I think it's fun. I like that you have a history for why your stats are even the way they are. So I was friends with the blacksmith and hung out there, so +2 strength.
Right. So what he's talking about is one of the major strengths. Actually, we'll just pull up the book. In this game is the character creation process. In the newest book, the Heroes Young and Old, it's got a collection of what's called their playbooks. Some of you guys can see that very well. There you go. Ooh, I opened right up to the front page of one too. Cool. So the Halfling Vagabond is what this one is, and you start by rolling tables. There you go. Rolling tables. So as you create the background of your character, it actually gives you statistical bonuses and things like that. So it gives you kind of a wide spread on what your stats are. So the Halfling Vagabond starts with a Dexterity and Constitution of 12, Strength of 4, and all the other abilities start at 8. And then as you go through, you're rolling on separate tables to kind of talk about where you came from, how you were integrated into this village that everybody creates. So as you're rolling on these tables, you see there's these symbols off to the side. You actually create NPCs and locations in a village as a party. So your party all knows each other. They all have a history in this village, and their stats are all randomly created. You got random abilities, random skills. Everything is completely randomized, which makes it super interesting. So Tim, what is your and Lydia's experience with the game? You've played with me before. What do you guys think of this system? If you're there and listening.
He's muted right now.
Apparently. Okay, well, let's skip on to them. Joe, you're new. What do you think?
Well, this is sort of like Fusion, when I played Fusion and had to roll the character's lifeline and their life path. And I love the randomly generated characters. And so I rolled 2 different characters and picked my favorite out of the 2.
Along with these characters because it's that fun, and it's you get a character created in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Which is really good. I mean, it gives you everything, including like neat little trinkets to begin with, and all you really have to do is record the separate skills between the 3 base classes that are in the game. I mean, there's hundreds of combinations that you can create out of these classes, and they do, cross-classing kind of as well. So you've got a combination of like a fighter mage who can go around and do stuff, and then it gives you, other races and things like that that you can throw in addition to that. Chris, you've got quite a bit of experience with role-playing. How different of a concept is Beyond the Wall for you?
Well, it's not terribly. Well, I mean, there are some really awesome things that are different about it, which again, you guys were already talking about the story based. It's not just about going through the book and like metagaming and making a wizard with super high, super crazy intelligence so you can cast crazy spells, but it gives your character diversity and an actual reason, to fit in this world through going his story and finding out why he's there, why he got these skills and the way they are. So, and I'm always interested. I was talking to the guys earlier about this. The magics are a little more on the simpler side because they have integrated a way to make your own spells from different systems and this system as well. So I thought that was really cool. How just make your own, make your own spells within reason, of course. But
right, yeah. The game itself isn't. No, sorry. I didn't realize you were still talking.
No, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, my computer's been all screwy, so my internet connection apparently is really awful right now. So I apologize again if I'm, jumping over people. Where was I going? Oh, what I like about this is isn't technically. I mean, you can kind of fit it into old school Renaissance just because it's not 5th edition D&D, and it's a D20 based game, and it's got the 3 classes, but it's so different in the way that it's built up that I'd have a hard time throwing it into there. However, it's got a super old school feel. So if you really like Ursula K. Le Guin's stuff, the Earthsea novels and like the Chronicles of Prydain from Lloyd Alexander, this game is definitely up your alley. It's got that really, really nice old school fantasy feel to it. Especially with everybody starting kind of in the same village, and for the most part, it assumes that everybody is just starting out. You can literally pick up the character, and you even roll up your random adventures, so they give you scenario packs to play, and as people are creating their characters, you throw them into whatever specific table you roll up, you're good to go. You can get from character creation to the end of your adventure done in 3 hours. You can do it at any convention, anything else, any night out that you have that you're kind of bored with. You can play a full game really, really fast, and it's got a really nice, like I said, integrated system, so everybody's aware and knows each other, which is really nice. So you don't have to go through that super awkward. You guys meet in a tavern and describe yourselves. No, like you've been friends for like dozens of years. So you grew up together, and you know the village, people. You've got shared character history. So we're gonna go not actually create our characters. I had to do it beforehand, so we wouldn't waste as much screen time and get right down to playing the system. However, I do want to have them introduce their characters through the tables so that we know kind of what's going on. Because as you're creating your characters in this system, you actually affect somebody else's character as you're creating it. There's a table that has an event between you and the character to your right, I believe it is. And during that event, your friend does something to help you out, whether that's evade a police officer or what have you, and they get a statistical bonus because of that. So that's really, really neat. Tim, are you back online?
Yeah, we're back.
Right. Cool. Also, I've been sick for like the better part of a week, so if I sound kind of funny or I start sneezing uncontrollably, I apologize. But Tim and Lydia, we will consider Lydia to the right of Tim and Joe to the right of Lydia for purposes of the statistical bonus that you give your friend. So Tim, tell us about your character. You chose the village bear, which is a character class that you can choose. However, we will make the bear a wolfkin for part to fit into the setting that we have. So tell us about him and his background.
Okay, so I'm playing a bear. His name is Ape. All right, so
You're playing a wolf.
okay, yeah, wolf. Yeah, village wolf named Ape.
Nice.
Okay, I was once part of a mighty warrior culture fighting wars against dark creatures from the lands of men. So, very big, beefy wolf.
Cool.
What brought me to the village was being a kind-hearted soul, so I believe that men and beasts can help one another. It's actually really nice. The innkeeper in the village loved to hear my strange songs and tales, so I actually make a good impression on people. How did I learn to become part of the human village? I cook.
Useful skill.
Yep.
Just don't cook people.
Yep. I don't actually use I have paws. So I don't actually use tools or anything, but somehow I still cook. Okay, when there's others in need, how do I defend myself and friends? Use my massive size and I quickly overpower my foes. So, big beefy wolf. All right, and let's see. My greatest boast. I will rid the forest of wicked men and make them safe for good humans.
Worthy.
That isn't what you rolled. You
Oh
rolled
wait,
that
no.
one.
Oops. No, it's I goofed. No,
Keep 'em
I will
honest.
forever. I will end forever the threat of the violent northern raiders. There we go. I read the wrong
So
one.
good.
Either one works.
Yeah.
I'm a wolf. Don't make me mad.
Cool. So what else we got going on?
So the last one I got. One of the other characters was the first of the villagers to come to trust you. What happened? Player to your right was there with you. The person to my right
Is me.
is Lydia. All right, so this is the only one we didn't roll because I wanted to wait till tonight. So
No, it's cool. Roll. See what you get.
Hey, the A6. A band of wicked men from the south attacked the inn in the dark that night as you were passing near the village. You put yourself in harm's way to do the right thing. The friend to your right was emboldened by your heroism and stood by your side and gained +1 Constitution.
Yay.
All right.
And I gained +2 Constitution. Yay!
That never sucks. Hit points for everyone.
So your hit points went up 1.
No, I already counted that NC. I already did it.
Oh, okay. Goody goody.
Okay, cool. Lydia, what you got?
Okay. I thought it'd be fitting to be the beast keeper since he's a wolf.
Nice.
Okay.
That's just super indicative of your relationship, I'm just going to say.
Well, I thought it'd be hilarious if we did that, so.
Yep.
I know. Your literal wife is playing a beast keeper as you play a beast. That's just gold right there. So what have we got for you, Lydia?
Okay, so I didn't pick a name, so I'm going to pull one out of air right now. My name is Avarian.
Okay.
I grew up on a small family farm outside the village. As a child, I often got in a fight, but I never lost. Don't mess with me. Okay. One of my best friends in the village was the blacksmith. I often worked with him to get my mind off my troubles. I guess I became sort of a apprentice-ish thing from the witch, and her favorite chore to make me do was to muck out the stables. From my youth, I learned how to tend a garden even in the worst of times. I'm a very plant and animal person, apparently. Okay, now I need to roll this next one. One day while wandering in the woods, I saw something very strange. I saw a knight on a quest. He broke bread with me and told me of faraway places. So whoever's to my right gets +1 charisma.
Oh man.
I don't think you can gain any more charisma, Joe. What is it, like 19 already?
That is 21 charisma.
Yeah, it only goes as high as 19, so you know.
So what do I do with my extra 2 points?
Add it to his modifier.
He doesn't have a modifier. It's not the way this system works, remember?
It has a modifier. I mean, you get bonuses, max allies.
Yeah. All right. Well, apparently we do have a very good face, just so everyone knows. All right. What else?
I got one more table. One of the witch's beasts is now my constant companion, and it's a bear.
So we have an actual bear and a big wolf, and this is an interesting party.
Wow.
What's the bear's name?
Oh dear. Let's just call him Bumble.
Bumble Bear?
Yep.
Nice.
Could just name him Carrot.
Okay.
Carrot.
No, I will stab you. All right, Joe.
I'm having
All
too
right.
much fun with this.
Well, I've decided to roll up a local performer, and we were discussing my charisma. That's Jedi level. All right. So, what did my parents do in the village? My father was a local blacksmith and taught me how to use a hammer and the bellows.
Do you have a name?
For me? My name is Alan Ashdown.
Alan Ashdown. Okay.
Yeah. Gotta go alliteration there for superheroes, right? As a child, I never met someone who didn't like me.
With a 19 charisma, don't doubt it.
Well, 21 now. All right. Trying to go through this. The other player characters are my best friends. Who else in the village befriended me? The old widow who needed help around her house. What stories held your attention the most? My favorite nights were spent at the inn swapping tall tales. What gets the best applause from the audience? A famous, well-loved tale of romance. One night at the inn, a drunk mercenary from the south was troubling the locals. I gave him a bit of my tongue and then threw him from the inn to the praise of my fellow inmates. Inmates, that sounds wrong. Tavern friends.
That whole thing sounded dirty. You gave him a bit of your tongue and then threw him out.
Yes, I know.
That's just not right.
I'm charismatic. What do you think?
That's right.
The friend on my right struck him a punch, and I gained 1 strength, and my friend gained, I gained 2 strength, and my friend gains 1 strength.
So your friend attacks him, and you're like, "I'm buff."
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
So who's to my right?
Nolan.
Have we figured that out yet? Nolan?
Hopefully,
Okay.
I have a 19 strength already.
So hey.
Gosh.
I mean, all these maxed out stats, man. Dang.
And what was the best tip I ever got? Was the love of a fairy noble. So I know the true name of a fairy.
Ooh.
That is very useful.
Yes. Do you want to explain why? Because I don't think we discussed why true names are important in this.
We haven't. And in some mythologies and some more modern storytelling, true names become something really, really important. Like Rumpelstiltskin, for example. If you know his name, you have power over them. In this system, knowing their true name also gives you a lot of statistical advantages over fairy people and people in general. Everybody should have a true name as well as the name that everybody knows. We probably won't use too much of that mechanic in this one shot. It's more for longer bits of play. Suppose I could always throw it in, but it's not going to be my focus.
Okay.
However, if you decide you want to invoke something, if the time comes up and use the fairy's true name to gather a piece of information or whatever, feel free to do so.
Okay. So now with my charisma, do I just go ahead and say 19?
Yeah. 20 is always okay. And let me just summarize real quick. In this system, they wanted you to have your stats be super important. So instead of just adding a statistical bonus, they actually have you roll your stats. So you roll underneath the statistic that you have when you're making skill rolls. When you're making attacks, you attack normally. So it's your 1d20 plus whatever bonuses over their armor, their armor class. However, whenever you do a skill roll, it's generally a straight up d20 roll underneath of the skill that you have. So, if you're rolling to convince someone that you're not lying, Joe, you would have to roll your d20 and get below a 19 or below. However, your skills, which you don't have a gigantic amount of skills, you actually get just a few small ones, but they add +2 to temporarily your stats, so it makes it a little bit higher. So you've got more leeway to work with. So that makes stats super important in this game. However, they do give you the option in the rules to roll normally as well, so you don't have to just play that way, because it's kind of a hard shift. When we first started playing just for fun years ago, we had a bit of an issue trying to switch it. But I've played the game a number of times since then, and it's pretty fun using it that way. Okay, so Joe, was that the end of yours?
That's the end of mine.
All right, cool. Nolan.
My name is Tancred de Hauteville, who was an actual
What?
crusader. Tancred de Hauteville.
Oh, Tancred, yeah.
Tancred. I am a Templar novice, and my family earned its noble name by honor and duty. All trust your family's name. And how did you distinguish yourself as a child? Your empathy made you a sought-after confidant. The other player characters were your friend. Who else near your family's estates befriended you while growing up? The blacksmith?
My dad.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it seems like the blacksmith was the place to hang, man. Like, everybody's got the blacksmith in their
The
background.
last time it was the witches. The witches.
Yeah, it was last time we played. It was all about the witch.
Who was your mentor within the Order? A paragon of the Order who had completed more missions than any other Templar. Your weapon specialization is the longsword. What was your role within the Order? What was that one? I forgot which one I rolled. Oh yeah, you trained to be the greatest warrior you could and plan on being a champion of the Order. You learned the spell Healing Touch. The Templar sent you on a final test with a single companion of your choosing. What happened there? Your guide protected you from a dangerous beast in the woods. The friend to your right then distracted the beast as you struck it down and gains +1 to con. Whoever that is.
That'd be Chris.
Chris.
Nice.
You'll die less now, right?
I will. Thank you.
You
My
are
bonus went up from that.
good.
So.
When you are inducted into the Order, what special token did your trainer give you? A small but special weapon that always seems to stay hidden, a glittering dagger.
Ooh.
So there you go.
All right. Me.
All right, sounds cool. Chris, you, Tim will be getting your bonus, just so we know.
Right. Okay. All right. My name is Aaron. I'm a self-taught mage. All right. What was my childhood like? What did your parents do in the village, and what did you learn from them? Well, we went on journeys into the woods to gather herbs and berries. I learned the skill herbalism, and I gained charisma, intelligence, and dex. How did you distinguish yourself as a child? Well, children often fought, as I've heard from other people, but we never lost, so I gained some strength and some wisdom. Other player characters were your best friends. Who else in the village befriended you while you were growing up? Well, the fisherman took a liking to me, and we swapped stories back and forth. I gained plus to dex and a plus to wisdom. As I learned magic, who wrote the book that I held dear, the book that I learned from? A famous bard who traveled far and wide was the one who wrote the book. I gained some charisma and some survival skill. What sort of mage was the author of the book? He was a traveling sorcerer. I learned the following magics: Featherfall, Gather Mist Ritual, and a Cantrip of Blessing. I earned some Constitution, and then bonus spells. Let's see. A Spirit of Chaos was drawn by your power. How did you fight it off? Well, the player to my right was there with me. So Tim, the wolf ape, was there with me. I called it by its true name and cast it back into the abyss. Ape was there to discover the name with me and gains +1 intelligence. And then my last one, a real wizard from the south passed through the village when I came of age. What did he think of you? Well, I was warned of his coming, became afraid, and hid from him. So I gained +2 to Dex and the ritual of Find Familiar. So, yeah. A little bit of scared cat, but...
And crap!
Rightfully so. I mean, my power is called a Spirit of Chaos, and so another sorcerer coming to town, I'm like, no, screw that.
I don't want to confront that, no.
No.
Okie dokie. All right, cool. So normally, as we would go through with this, and the people would talk about, the NPCs that they've interacted with, they would be creating them, giving these people names, and maybe a little bit a note of a background or two during the character creation process. However, we already have a village that has been created with NPCs, so we won't be doing that this time. Relevant because as you're creating the adventure packs, the scenarios that come with them, those names and those locations and stuff get entered into here, and then as you as the GM roll for the randomized adventure, which is kind of neat. So you can, it'll be unlikely that you ever play the same adventure more than once. Maybe the same scenario pack, obviously, but the adventure is going to change from adventure to adventure, so you can reuse them. And one that's the troubled village is really convenient that way because it'll affect different people every time in the village, and it won't get as boring. You're not just playing Ravenloft over and over and over again because that would suck. So you would be entering those things. You'd be rolling them in. You'd create your random story, which is really awesome. Also, at the end, actually, there's a call to adventure, if you will, on what has happened lately. And you usually roll for every player in there. So every player is affected by whatever is going on in this scenario pack. So that's what I'm going to do now, starting with Tim. So we'll roll a d12, and this is how the adventures get started, and then we'll get rolling in what's happening with Troubled Village. So a 5. Tim, one of your neighbor's children went missing in the woods last week. Test your intelligence. So remember, you roll a d20 and you test underneath your intelligence to pass.
Hey, well, I gave you a
to me.
+1. Hope that helps.
That's my intelligence, dear. You're smarter than I am.
Yes.
A little smarter than the beast.
Are we sure about this?
And the roll was a 2.
Oh, good. Okay, so you pass. Where's the success? There we go. Success. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Name when wincing, intelligence, search, and related skills may help. Okay, success. You led the search and found the child and were given a precious family heirloom as a reward.
Cha-ching.
Nice. Cha-ching, it's a precious family heirloom, and you're just going to be like, sell it!
Of course.
Nice. Okay, Lydia, or Avarian. Sorry, I'm going to start using names. A 1. One of the villagers came to you this morning for help finding something. Hang on, I'm taking note on what Tim got. I just had an idea about it. Okay, finding something. Test your aura intelligence. Search and related skills may help.
I rolled an 11. My intelligence is an 8.
Okay, failure. You could not manage to find the item, and the villager will still be searching for it during this adventure.
Had to be
Okay.
intelligence. It's my lowest score.
Hey, if somebody doesn't fail something during one of it's not one of our games. At least it's not an abominable failure like it usually is. Joe, a traveler who was staying in the inn last week tried to pick the innkeep's pocket. Test your wisdom. Yeah, not your charisma.
Not my charisma, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Well, my wisdom's an 8, and I rolled a 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That means you pass.
Yep.
I just read it. You caught the thief and helped eject him from town. You and your friends drink for free at the inn for the next 2 nights.
Cool.
Party.
Free drinks.
Woot.
No wonder I'm popular at the end.
I know, right? Jeez. Drinks are on me. They're free for you. Exactly. Okay, Nolan. Tancred, sorry. 11. Someone intentionally spooked a neighbor's flock of goats. You were there when it happened, even though you could not see who did it. You ended up helping round up the flock. Test your con.
Boom. 1.
Nice.
Usually
Nice.
ones are bad, but this is awesome.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe we'll actually not suck this time, since everything has to be low.
Except the attacking.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job and were given a kid from the flock.
Hooray.
That's right.
Let's feed it to the wolf.
Oh, dude.
Gimme.
Thor's chariot is pulled by goats, man.
Give me the kid.
That's just gonna
Is
sound
this the
bad.
kid that was missing?
Oh.
That's bad. All right, and Chris, 8. Okay, after a mighty storm took down several trees, you had to help your neighbors clear the way. Test your strength.
Okay. All right. Here it goes. I failed by 1.
Failed by 1.
Failed.
The road is still partially blocked, and no outside peddlers or merchants can make it to town.
Sorry, guys.
You guys are cut off from the outside world. That's going to make this way more interesting.
All according to my plan. No sorcerers or wizards into my town.
I'm the only one! Okay. All right, so all of these things are actually happening around a recent, or is going to be recent, village festival that is around the time of equinox, which marks a time when the worlds of men and the worlds of spirits are closest. And all of you know this. This isn't anything that you wouldn't normally know living in the village. This is a time when actually it's more frightening than it isn't. Your chief, to kind of oversee the goings-on in the village while people paint scary raven masks to try and ward off evil spirits. You guys lock your doors and you leave baked goods on the outside of it. Most people have a tendency not to go out at night during this time. For the next 2-3 days, it's going to be pretty dangerous, supposedly, legend and whatnot. So pay attention to that. There is no special tax or anything like that, but people will be walking around with these special raven masks on to try and ward off evil. You are in the town, as we said, called Raven's Home, which I wish I would have had the map with me at the moment, but I do not. For those, as I said, it's on our website if you want to go look at that, skinnergames.weebly.com. There's a version. Joe's got it up, and so we can
Right there,
click
guys.
that. Give me a half a sec. No, I want to show him. There you go. It's kind of blurry, but there it is, Raven's Home. Back it up a bit, actually.
Back it up.
That's a little bit better. Okay,
Right.
so there it is. Hand drawn, yay! But It's a pretty decent sized village for a medieval town. It has a good church, an inn. It has a big manor. The town is led by the Cunwin family, who have had this place for generations, handed down to them by the High King, who has since been dead for many centuries. So they've been here a long time. This village hasn't really grown. It's kind of just been nice and small and very intimate. So you guys all know everyone else in town and all of that stuff. So the equinox, usually there's a good festival. However, it seems that a storm has blown in and cut off the route to the village, and one of your friends went to go help, but apparently failed miserably. Since his strength is not great, he wasn't able to help clear out the trees. So you guys have actually gathered in the inn during dusk to kind of talk about the goings on and your from the rest of the outside world during this time that's fairly frightening for the village. So you guys have had your free drinks for the night, and you've gathered around your table, and you're talking about the recent storm and some of the other weird things that are happening. Cue your guys' time to talk.
I have a kid now.
Woof woof, bark bark bark, wolf bark, wolf wolf, howl.
Who let the dog in here?
Apparently,
Yeah,
your
well,
Templar
definitely
is
wasn't
just
me. I walked off the road.
okay.
This is interesting, guys.
It's a little quiet. Yes, indeed.
So it's
just
unusual
that
for a
depressed.
storm to happen.
I pour some of my free drink in a bowl and take it out to my pet bear.
Okay. The Templar was talking about there being unusual things.
Bad omen that there would be a storm of this magnitude on the equinox. Don't you think?
Yeah, it definitely does not sound very good.
Okay, Avarian, you have left the town at dusk. It is getting darker. It is a time when the power of spirits and the supernatural is at its height and its peak, and I need you to make a wisdom check for me, since you are outside feeding your bear kind of all alone.
Okay. I rolled a 20.
Oh,
Ooh, that is an automatic failure. Bonus. Okay.
Yay!
Off in the distance, if we, if I had the map to show you again, you were in the inn, and off to the distance behind some distance behind the kirk, the church, is a standing stone, a cairn stone that has stuck up like a single bone sticking out of a mutilated arm. The hill is pretty gnarly, not in the picture that I drew, but in the town. And everybody knows it's been there. Nobody's really touched it. There's been some weird carvings on it, but it seems pretty all right most of the time. However, you seem to hear music drifting out of the stone.
Okay, that's creepy.
And it is beckoning to you, and you have succumbed to its call.
Do I at least have my bear with me?
Yes, your bear will follow you, so it doesn't eat anyone in town.
Okay.
and we don't know this is happening. We're all still in the tavern relaxing.
Right, who's playing creepy music? Because that's not right.
Well, that's perfect for
That was
the mood.
That was totally okay. That's why I was just like, what the heck? Like, there's just
I thought
random...
that was you.
No, that wasn't me. I would totally use
That
music,
would've
and I
been
usually
creative.
do, but yeah, most music is copyrighted, and I'm not that skilled. So, so good on you, Chris, for that. That was all right.
Yeah.
Creepy drifting tune beckons you, and you don't even bother to tell your friends. You just start walking towards this hill, and the rest of you
I'm
are
dead.
still. I know, right? 2 seconds in, screwed.
That's typical game style for us.
I know, right? I don't remember Ravenloft, man. The first 5 minutes, you guys almost get eaten by a group of wargs. All right.
The last
Sacrifice
fight.
a villager.
Yeah, in the last 5 minutes, almost everyone died. Okay, so the rest of you are still in the inn, having your drinks, and your friend has not returned from feeding her bear beer.
Wait, you never know. I mean, the wolf's drinking beer, right?
Out of a dish.
Aren't those big beers called growlers?
Yeah.
This is so great.
Yeah, like the time we were playing this game, you decided to dig up your dead friend. Yeah, that was a great idea.
Look, my character was plastered, like, completely wasted. Because
Still, desecrating a tomb is never a good idea, Tim, even when you're drunk.
Guys, where's Averin?
She went out to feed her bear. I don't know.
You guys are gonna make me go after her again, aren't you?
Can you talk?
He can.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually can.
They're wolf people, the wolfkin. They're sentient. So it's like a werewolf, but not. They actually are really hate being called werewolves because they're not. The comparison is often drawn, but
We're a lot hairier than werewolves, and a lot more wolf-like.
okay.
Well, I will do my regular duty for these guys by, once again, sniffing out where our missing party member went to.
Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mention something important, actually. So, outside context, we have played Inquest before. This is our second time, as it says on the thing, the title of the YouTube video in the stream, and the normal party that we are playing is actually off in one of the larger cities. The reason why I chose to play in the village this time was to show people and highlight the ability to play low-level characters really quickly and really fun. But to do that, I had to choose the village. So the village that our characters normally belong to is now going to be in danger, and a new group of heroes, more or less, it gets to rise up in place of the absence of the veterans. So when we play lower level games, we'll try and reproduce these characters in those systems. But in the meantime, when we go back to our normal characters, these characters become NPCs instead within the village. So try not to kill them. So there's a little bit of context. So there isn't a very strong guard on the village at this moment, is what I'm saying. The more experienced characters are currently missing. So, it's pretty much left to be the B team, All right, moving on.
See, everybody likes rooting for the underdogs.
Yeah, until they die horrible, vicious deaths.
Ape, wait up. I want to watch. I'm going to go with you. I could always use a new story to tell.
Good, you can hold my leash.
Don't forget to scratch behind his ear.
I'm walking the dog.
Well, you are an entertainer. You do have a yo-yo.
No, his name is Ape, not Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo is my middle name.
So you guys walk outside of the inn, and you don't see the bear, which would be hard to miss, or your friend of Arian anywhere.
Do I at least see the bear's paw prints?
If you decide to track for them, yes. But
Okay.
There's been a storm, so you would get recently, honestly. So you would get a bit of a bonus for tracking.
Okay,
What
then
if
I
she
shall
went
do
home
that,
early?
because that is what I would do.
Okay, Chris, what were you saying?
I was just saying to the group, I mean, the storm's coming. Maybe she went home to sleep early.
Okay, well, I'm going to look for the bear paws, which probably are the only bear paws allowed in this village.
Okay. Yeah.
Did it walk barefoot?
Haha, I got it barefoot.
Nice. Let's not make as bad of puns as we had last time.
Nah.
Oh, that was pretty hysterical. You are indeed. Okay. What did you end up rolling? You would be testing for the wisdom, right? Yeah.
That's mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wisdom. Sweet. This is not going to go well. Hey! 8-2.
Woohoo!
Hey, that's a success.
This is actually a good die for rolling low. It actually habitually rolls
Unless
low.
I roll it.
Nice. Okay. You will indeed discover tracks from the bear, and you will notice them leading off towards behind the area of the Kirk.
Yeah.
Not the James Tiberius kind.
Follow me, guys. I found it.
From inside the inn, those who may not have left, you hear a howl. I believe the Templar was still, at least.
I run outside. You better not be eating my kid. Oh, Lambikins, you're fine. Oh, you're good.
Lambikins. It's a goat, not a lamb.
Hey.
All right.
It's okay. He smells bad enough for me not to want to eat him.
Fair enough.
What an animal party.
Yeah, they really, really are. Okay, there's like half of you guys actually, roughly, are the animal nature. Okay. Oh, what to do? Okay, what do you plan on doing actually with what you've got going on right now?
Well, I have hold of this leash, and this ape is pulling me towards past the Kirk.
And the rest of you?
I'll follow along.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll go I'll take up the back of the group and I'll actually cast. Or how dark is it out here? Is it pretty dark? I mean, you said the sun was going down.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Okay, I'll go ahead and cast Mage Light on my staff just to illuminate, give us some illumination.
Okay,
and I believe I have to make a
good.
I believe I have to make a save. I don't remember. I'm trying to bring out my book here.
Yes, you do, and it should be. What is it? Is it a cantrip or is it an actual spell?
It is a cantrip. Yes.
Okay. I believe you just have to make a save, or is that with spells? Crap, I can't remember. I looked at it.
Spells are I can do one spell a day pretty much without the rituals and cantrips I have to roll.
That's right. So I did read it earlier today, but life happens and I forget. So I really like the way the magic is handled for me in the system, because it's kind of a low magic system, which I appreciate more than magic being flung around everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's more interesting than even that. It's cantrips you have to roll to cast, and if you don't, then the magic can go horrendously awry. like all these mistakes can happen and bad things.
I can either choose to expend my magic. If I fail my magic, I can choose to expend it all, and I have to wait until the next day to cast any magic. Or I can misfire, and the DM can decide what happens at that misfire.
Correct. And don't forget as well that you guys have points to use to mess with your rolls and things. At the end of each of your character books, your playbooks, it gives you a nice breakdown of the system, how it works, how it applies to you, and all of that stuff inside.
Yeah, as a rogue, I have 5 fortune points.
Yeah. So here it is at the end, which is a neat thing. Also, another neat thing about the playbooks is if you print them out for the players, not only they have their background constantly, but they've got that nice little reference sheet in the back here, which gives them a nice breakdown of their class here, the class table, the ability scores, ways to use your fortune points which will keep you from dying, being able to help friends, give you second chances on rolls and things like that. So they're really super handy. I really love that. And then it tells you how to fill out your character sheet also at the end. So they're really super handy to have around. I actually started making them for other games. Like if we get to play Star Wars Saga Edition, I created a whole stack of playbooks for those just to make character creation faster, because it can get kind of brutal. Anyway. Back to the game. So, you were casting a spell.
Yes, and I rolled a 4, and I needed a 7 within 17. So,
okay, cool. So you cast your Mage Light. on your staff.
Yep.
Okay, and it illuminates the area around you. It's not necessarily dark enough now that you can't see like over the tops of the hills, but it's still pretty dark. That casting the spell is a benefit. Okay, so while all of this stuff is going on, before you guys leave the inn, Avarian, you manage to round the edge of the church. Excuse me. And are starting to climb this hill. And at the top of the hill, you actually see an illuminated mist kind of circling around the base of the cairnstone. Something that's not really been a normal experience for you. You also see shapes kind of in the mist itself. But that music is still just haunting and beautiful and calls to you. And then
it's a thriller.
Yeah, that would call to me. I'm not gonna lie. You can't not shake it. Okay. I don't want to use those ones. Those ones. Okay. The rest of you will see her actually in the distance start to get to the top of this hill. Because you kind of organizing yourselves didn't take that much time. But she's you know...
I yell to her.
Okay.
Avarin, hold up.
Can I hear him?
You will hear a very faint voice on the wind call your name, but you're not quite sure where it's coming from.
Can I turn around and look, or am I still enchanted?
You can turn around and look.
Okay, I turn around and look to see if I can see who's calling me.
You can, and you do. You see your friends, but you also are still being beckoned by the call of this thing.
Do we hear it at all?
You don't hear the music, but you do see the mist kind of rising up from this cairnstone.
Well, that's not good.
That's not good.
Yes. You don't see the shapes either, but you are definitely feel some kind of draw, but not quite to the same degree that you would need to make a test to resist it. Okay. All right, I'm trying to decide which direction this is going in. Okay, so when she gets to the top of the hill, you actually, all of you, hear another voice calling on the air. It is shrill, it is high-pitched, and it is old, and it is cackling. The village witch has come to help. Her name is Morgan, and she shouts at the demons to retreat from the village and to leave her apprentice be.
Yay!
The mist immediately disappears from the cairnstone, and Varian drops like a bag of beans, and the rest of you are the feeling that has sort of drawn your attention to the cairnstone has fled.
And the witch's name is Morgan?
Yes.
Morgan, what was that mist?
She says, it is. The fairy realm has touched our world this night. It is the equinox. Did I not tell you, fool girl, to stay inside?
Sorry.
Is she conscious, or is she just flat on their back on the ground?
No, she's conscious. Just a momentary lapse in muscle power as the spell is released. Okay, and uptrotting from On the other side of the hill, actually, you'll see a man who is robed and hooded, and he'll kind of traipse out of the woods for a bit and stop at the edge of the light, the ring of light from the mage light, and kind of look around a bit, and then retreat back into the woods. Morgan just kind of shakes her head and then helps pick Avarian up. She seems to be quite strong for an old lady, and then calls all of you to her hut.
Coming.
Yeah.
Down.
Better inside than
Yeah.
outside. I follow.
Okay, so her hut isn't super huge. Obviously, it's just a witch. But it's got a lot of interesting things in it. So there's lots of herbs hanging from the ceiling, nice and drying. There's some strips of meat, also ragged. It's very spicy smelling on the inside of her place. You can smell it from the outside, but it's not necessarily unpleasant. She does keep a number of animals, so obviously there's some animal stink around, other than the fact that a giant bear lives there. So, randomly rolled a big old bear. So the bear has its own little place where it hangs out, its own little makeshift mud cave to make it happy, and it's fed fresh meat periodically from the witch has to buy. But she takes you into her hut, where she sits Avarian down and gives her a very spicy and sweet concoction to help her regain her wits from the spell that she was under temporarily.
Thank you.
That's stinky. What's in that stuff?
It's delicious. Shut up.
There's some orange peel. There's a few other mild spices, some cinnamon, enough to be warm and comforting, but keep her awake and conscious.
Baron, why didn't you hear me? I yelled.
Oh, that was you? I heard something. There was a lot of music coming from the rock, though.
I wasn't playing any music.
No, it was from the rock. From whatever was in the fog. There were things there. You didn't see him?
Didn't see him. Didn't hear
no.
it either.
Oh, there was definitely music. It was really pretty.
Oh. I'm usually one to play music, and I wasn't playing music.
It didn't sound like what you play.
Can you describe what type of music it was?
Like nothing I've ever heard before.
Aye, likely not. Morgan kind of bursts into this. She says, they have not played music for quite a long time.
Oh,
Now,
Is that a good thing?
one of my abilities, or not abilities, skills is folklore. Would I have heard, stories of music in the mists in past stories? I'm asking the DM.
oh. I don't know.
You're muted.
You're muted, dude.
We're muted?
Nick's
No,
muted.
Nick is.
Oh.
There. Or not.
Nope. That's a no. That's a negative.
No?
Sad face.
Oh, no. This is going to make it fun. All right, so
Get a whiteboard and a marker.
Well, man. Oh, I guess it was nothing, right? Let's just go back to the tavern and have a good couple drinks, right?
sounds like fun. Maybe I could just play some music for everyone else. That way we don't hear music.
I want to finish my bowl of beer.
We lost his completely. He's trying to talk.
Yep.
All right, let's head back to the tavern so that way people who are watching can enjoy us do something. Or we can hang out here, start messing with the witch's stuff.
Yeah, I mean that could be fun. I mean,
Was that a no?
for bottles.
I'm thinking he's saying no, don't do that.
She must have a table. Who wants to arm wrestle me? I'll take you on.
I do.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Let's do this.
Nolan's got arm wrestle?
Yeah. I have a +0 to strength. Here we go.
I have +3, 19.
All right. I got rolled a 12. Man. Gosh.
All right, I'll take on the Templar.
No wonder I couldn't move those branches.
I rolled a 5. And I have a +1, so I rolled a 6 total.
10.
Oh,
Nick
Arm
was
wrestle
smiling.
arm wrestle the wolf. Or the bear.
All right.
The
bear.
Before you roll, I'm gonna cast Blessing on you, which will give you a +1 to your roll if I don't fail my roll. So let me roll for my wisdom. I did fail, so you don't get a +1. And if Nick was here, you could decide what to do with that roll. Never mind.
Is my desktop microphone working?
Oh,
there we go.
Yay!
That's not the good mic, though. Why is my
Plug it, unplug it.
one not working?
Have you
I've done
turned
it
it on
like
and off
4
again?
times. Yes, I have. Thank you, IT Greg.
It's okay. It's
Where
probably the
is-
same reason my
hold on, let me
webcam
see
doesn't
if-
work.
Oh, super annoying.
So did he purposely mute himself again? Okay.
Yes. Good.
So you yell at it, we can't hear what he's yelling. All right, so are we arm wrestling the wolf?
Oh yeah.
Oh, not good.
Oh no.
I guess you need a roll, dear.
Yeah, bring it on.
I don't
Okay.
think he needs to roll. Unless you guys tie at a 1.
3.
My total's a 4.
Oh,
Oh,
well, my
wow.
total's 5 because my strength is +2. So,
You win. The other guys tired me out.
Yeah. I mean, your rolls do get worse and worse.
All right. Well, that was fun.
That was.
oh, we could try doing a drinking contest.
Do we have ale or beer?
Mine's in a bowl.
Well,
Oh,
hey, I would actually probably have an advantage if we did a talent contest instead.
I mean, I'm up for any challenge, really.
It's just tough to play without the.
Hello.
Hey, I hear
Yes.
voices.
Is it actually friggin' working now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Yep. Sounds like it.
Man, what the crap was that about? That was super annoying. Okay.
Oh, everyone got to enjoy watching
Oh,
us
no.
arm wrestle.
I know, right? Jeez. Okay, so back to the happening. Now I'm all flustered because my craps went all out. She was talking, music playing. Somebody asked a question.
Yeah, I asked if, since one of my skills is folklore, would I be able to know something about stories that I've told or heard in the past of mist and music? What type of skill check would that be?
Lore? You need to test your intelligence. What exactly are you looking for? What
Well, I
skills
just
do you
wanna
have
know-
a skill that would apply?
Yes, one of my skills is folklore.
Ding. Is it me freezing or is it Joe freezing? You want to know what?
one of my skills is folklore, so I want to know if I've
Okay,
heard anything in
yeah.
the past.
Right. You'd have to roll using the
Yeah.
skill.
So which attribute does that go towards?
Intelligence, I think.
Said intelligence is what I said.
Intelligence? Okay,
Yeah.
I failed because I rolled a 14 and my intelligence is 10.
Okay. So you think, and you're very convinced, that you heard a story back in the day of dormice that somehow gained some sentience, and you think that these mice actually were playing this tune, but since it was so high-pitched that only a variant could hear it because she's a girl and you're being sexist, and she's the only one who was drawn towards this hill. Yeah, I know, right? Because these dormice just play this high-pitched tune so high.
Wait. So I've said all that, but I look over at Ape, the dog, and I go, Ape, she could hear it, so you should have been able to hear it too. Not because you're a girl, but because you can hear, sharp noises too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Just because I'm an animal means I can hear better than a human.
Yeah.
That's always sexist and racist. Awesome. Why don't we just keep going and throw some religion in here just to piss people off? Oh, wait, we have a Templar.
That's my job.
Let's cover our bases here. Okay. All right, and the witch just kind of looks at you like you're crazy, and she goes, "Nay."
What? I swear that's what happened.
Stop talking.
Not the mice people?
Many centuries hence, this area used to be covered in a wood, she says. And that wood was once the realm of a great fairy kingdom. For all we know, that hill could have been one of their, what are they called? Fairy ras. There we go.
What?
A fairy what?
A fairy wraith, however you want to say it. It depends on where you're at. It's
Does it sound like a fairy circle, a fairy ring?
Yeah, not really. It's more of where they kind of were housed.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there a way to close that up so it doesn't happen anymore?
It hasn't happened. I don't know why it's happening now.
Oh.
They just want my free beer.
May have something to do with the equinox.
So, can you tell us more about this equinox thing that's happening? Why is it so
It's
special?
the equinox. It is the darkening of the seasons. The longest days of our year. Oh no.
Longest day or longest night?
Oh, longest night, I meant. Good call. I was staring at something else when I said it. Misspoke. Longest nights of our year. There you go.
I knew that.
See.
That's right. Okay. She continues to tell you that during this time period, classically, when magic was stronger in the world, that people would see more spirits in the area. That other ethereal things, not necessarily dead, would show up. And when the original Cunwin owners came, they helped to drive that out using their Raven banner. And the reason why you guys have made the Raven masks, which she throws out a number of insults as to why you didn't know this, is in honor of the Raven banners and the hope that the fear of the reminder of them would drive these spirits away themselves. Normally it seems to have worked, but she's not quite sure what's happening now. And while she's talking to you about this, there actually comes a knock on the door.
And an earthquake.
You can answer it.
Woof, 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 woof.
You can answer.
Expecting guests?
Just
I'm not going outside ever again.
I call out, no one's home.
and you
Someone's
get
at
it
the door,
again.
guys. Woof, woof, woof.
Morgan, you
Morgan!
might
Or I will
the door.
kill you.
We need your help at the guild hall. Come quickly. She goes, what is the matter? One of our members is ill. He has a fever. Come quick.
He can pet me. Petting dogs always makes people happy.
They're asking for Morgan, or are they asking for us?
Probably Morgan.
They're probably not even aware that you're there, to be honest. So they came for her. She's the healer of the village, the local wise woman, the witch. She's not like, cackling over her cauldron type witch, but like a real actual medieval wise person. So she grabs some of her herbs and says, come along now, to all of you, and
Okay.
makes her way off to the village and the guild hall.
Yeah, we're
She
better in
seems to be
numbers
the
anyway.
safest person to be with.
She seems what?
To be the safest person to be with right now.
Okay. As you leave her hut, there is a gigantic weeping willow not too far from her property, and everybody in the village knows that there are symbols carved into the bark, and they're not quite sure what any of these symbols mean. Nobody's been able to read it. If it was a language, the language was lost long ago. However, there appears to be wind blowing through the branches, though you don't feel any wind.
Yeah, there's probably some more of those things over there.
I'm gonna close my eyes and start concentrating, and just for a couple minutes, or unless they leave me behind. But I have the skill of sense magic, so if I do concentrate for a bit, I can sense if there's any magic in the immediate area.
Yeah, you feel magic just saturating everything everywhere. It just is very strong. It's very
You knew that.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, not good, guys. Not good.
Red alert! Red alert!
Yep.
I'm gonna keep walking after the witch.
I feel tingly. Okay.
Hey, while we're walking, can I poke the witch and ask her why I was the only one who could see and hear the fairy spirit ghosts, whatever they were?
Yeah. She says that they often pick a single person to single out for their own reasons and try to take them into their home, and most of the time they're not generally seen from again, although there have been legends and tales of people returning centuries after they were lost, having not changed themselves.
Great.
Speaking of feasts and dances and revelry that lasted many a lifetime, but obviously they didn't have any time pass for themselves. Okay, and while you guys are actually walking to the village, she's kind of on the outskirts of the village, so while you're walking into the rest of the village, on the wind you feel now, there wasn't any wind by the witches, but on the wind as you're walking you start to hear the barking of dogs and the sound of mail clinking, chainmail, as well as the pound of hooves.
Do I understand what the dogs are saying?
I guess you probably would to some degree. They appear to be hunting after something. And that is what their language entails.
Is it coming toward us or away from us, or?
You can't tell from which direction it's actually coming. It just seems to be all around you. But it's not very forceful. It's not like you can feel the hoofbeats or anything. It's just very faint, kind of in the distance. But you can't tell from which direction it's coming. It just seems to be coming from everywhere.
That doesn't sound good. We should probably get inside somewhere, guys.
Well, seeing as how our village was blocked off, How'd they
Yeah, they can't get in
here?
here. Haha.
That's my concern.
True.
I say we quicken our pace.
Yes.
Okay, and the witch looks around, more concerned than she was earlier, and
You have
continue.
frozen.
He froze.
What's happening?
Can you say that again?
Nicholas, you're breaking up, dude.
Yeah.
All right, Morgan, we must
my back.
hurry through.
There we go. Yep.
We're good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What were you
Welcome
saying,
to the
Chris?
present.
Yeah.
Oh, I just was saying you were breaking up. So.
Okay. Yeah, dude, my connection's really awful today.
You know what they say, breaking up is hard to do.
Yeah, not with my machine, it's not. I would drop this thing like it's hot if I didn't need it. That's right. And not in the groovy dance terms. I would literally drop this thing like I had just pulled a hot pizza out of the oven without oven mitts. Nice. Okay, so you guys get. You get to the guild hall, and it's a relatively large structure for the village. It's 2 stories. There's a number of windows on the outside. It's more than just the meeting of the local guilds, like the masons and stuff like that. It's also used for village events, weddings, other things like that, town hall meetings, where the village gets together and kind of talks about the administration of the village. So it's this nice multi-use building. However, right now they seem to be using it as a quarantine. There's more than just a single patient at this point. When they get there, Morgan looks a little miffed because she only brought enough for one, because that's what you guys were originally told of. But there appears to be somewhat of an epidemic going on, where a number of people have fevers currently. And you guys walk into what is the term? Oh,
MASH 407.
triage. There you go. Yeah, no. You guys walk into essentially a triage of sick people.
Morgan, this doesn't seem right.
Aye, this seems very, very false. Where does this disease come from?
Blame the
Oh,
equinox.
Yeah, probably. I was just going to go up and place my hand on one of the patients. Just
Dude,
forehead.
don't do that.
Concentrate more closely once more on sense magic. See if
Okay.
it is.
You do not sense any magic in the disease, but you still get that kind of overwhelming magical pressure in the air.
Okay.
Are any of the people stable enough to talk to us?
Yeah, it's varying degrees. Some of them are quite ill. There's a whole section of the hall that's been blocked off from the rest of it. It's upstairs actually. They're trying to keep the really, really ill people secluded.
So now we're talking segregation. Okay. I want to talk.
So it's varying.
I want to talk to one of the people that's not as sick to find out if they noticed when they started feeling a little ill.
Okay.
So,
as you talk around us, what?
Yeah.
I'm saying, as you talk to the villagers, how long do you want to spend talking, finding information? I should say.
15 minutes, 20 minutes. Just
during that
visit
time,
with a couple of them.
Right. During that time, what does everybody else want to do?
I guess I'll help the witch administer her herbs.
Okay.
Yeah, I know some herbalism, so I'll be going around helping some patients as well with what I can on hand.
Okay. The single village holy man, other than the Templar who is here, is also in, the one priest, and he is doing his best also to use his divine healing abilities to help heal people in the town.
Still know I missed what he said.
Okay, that panting in the background just isn't right. Don't do that. That shouldn't. That
Going
should
around
not
from
be
bed to bed, smelling everybody and getting to know everyone.
Well, you have known everyone. You've been in the village for a while, but you're now a comfort animal. You know, people who just bring dogs to hospitals. So they're just being touched by everyone now.
All the sick people.
Germs. Actually, you are. Make me a Constitution check.
Oh, great. Of course.
20.
Nope. Let's see. Total roll of 16.
No, dear.
No. 14. 14 to a
passed.
17. I passed.
Okay. Well, good for you. Okay. Nolan, what were you doing?
I will assist in the healing.
Okay. Will you be using your legitimate healing abilities, or?
I only have the one spell, and it's
Right.
points. It's not cure disease.
Okay. All right. So you guys do your thing. Joe, as you're walking around talking to people, you will find nothing seems to be fairly common. I mean, some people were out doing chores all day and didn't come into town. Other people spent some time at the inn. You guys saw some of them at the inn before you guys left. It just seems to be striking people randomly.
Huh.
Notice how I said it seems to be striking people randomly.
Right. Man, guys, this seems to be striking people randomly.
You said seems, so what's the correlating factor here? What's
They're all humans.
Hey, now you're assuming that every human can get sick.
Well, they're all sick, aren't they?
I'm in trouble.
Logic.
Okay. Thing that probably has heartworms and ringworms and wild dogs.
Let's see, these guys here, they were in the inn with us just a little bit ago, and we didn't catch it.
That you know of.
Dun,
Great.
dun, dun.
Wait, check your bear. Maybe the beer was poisoned.
Oh. How far away from the guild hall is my bear? Because I'm not going out there by myself again.
Want me to go get him?
It's
I'll go get him.
it's outside.
You go get my bear.
I'll go get the bear.
I'll go with.
Hold my leash.
Okay.
I'm staying back helping them.
Is the bear physically okay?
The bear seems to be fine. It's just sitting outside the guild hall, kind of
Please make that sound
thing every
again.
now and then.
Oh, wow, that sounds like Chewbacca.
Yeah.
It's a very tall, lanky, fuzzy
Keep it
bear.
up, Furball.
However, while you guys are outside, you do need to roll me initiative.
Yay!
This is why I didn't go out there.
Okay,
Boy.
I'll roll. Sweet.
Guess I can
7.
Okay, and everyone else is inside.
I need to roll 2, don't I? Or was that
Yes.
part of it? Okay. 11 plus 3 on my initiative, whatever that is.
What?
11 plus 3, 14.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
You did the math for me. That's mad skills.
I know, right? Okay, so
I can
Joe
even
got,
cook, too. I'm a wolf.
yeah. So Joe got 14. Tim got 7.
Yep.
Okay, and then whatever it is, my mouse is turned back on. Got a 13. Ooh, right in the middle. Okay. So as you guys are going out to check on the bear,
Does the bear need to
a
roll
mist
too?
kind of. No, it'll just act on Tim's initiative. As you were going out, the town is lighted, so they've got lanterns and things for people to see. Since it's starting to whatever is going on, they've started to light some of the lanterns and stuff. Anyway, so you see this kind of slow fog kind of roll in unnaturally, and then it seems to coalesce into a number of dark hounds that are really just shaggy, and they move into attack. However, since you're not surprised, it's Joe's turn to go first.
All right. Well, I'm going to take a commanding stance, so I'm not going to be able to attack, but I'm just going to yell to Tim, prepare to fight. With commanding stance, I'm going to gain +6 to my armor class, but I do a charisma check, and all companions get +2 to hit.
Hardcore.
And since I'm mega skilled in charisma, I have to roll under a 20, 16.
Nice.
So Tim gets +2 to his hit.
Cool.
Yay.
And I gain +6 on my armor class, which is going to help me out a lot too.
Yeah. Okay.
Tanky
It will
barb.
be their turn. Hold on, let me do this real quick. No. There we go. That's better. Okay, so there are actually 2 of these hounds that have appeared, and they will attack the human being. And that'll be one of these, which is a miss. What's your AC, Joe?
Well, with the +6, it puts me at 18 for an armor class because I had +2 for my leather.
Ow.
Okay, that's really a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, but one of them still bites you.
Ooh.
Bad doggy.
And you take a whole single point of damage.
Ouch!
Frightening. All right, Tim, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna attack. Yeah, that sort of sucks. Total roll of 8.
It's the first hound. What are you attacking with, by the way? Do you have a weapon or just your claws?
I'm gonna bite. Does more
Okay.
damage.
All right, you get down to the level of the animal, and it sees you coming and moves out of the way to snap it back at you on its turn. But it's not its turn; it's Joe's turn. Joe, what are you doing?
Well, I'm sticking with my commanding stance because I love the defense, but I'm going to yell to the people inside the guild, "Help! Help! Help!"
Okay, the rest of you hear your friend start shouting, and you can hear barking and other things going on outside, and the bear. Ooh!
Oh yeah, my bear.
Yeah, who,
Yeah, wasn't the bear supposed to attack
missed
too?
it. Yeah, but it missed.
Okay. Do I do a charisma check each time, or do I keep the...
For
Well, since with my commanding stance, do I have to redo that every time, or do I just keep it?
I don't know. We'll just keep it. It's faster
Okay.
that way.
Well, I guess we run out.
Okay. Give me initiative check so I can throw you in the order after the turn is done.
Oh yeah, heading
So
out.
you all act after Tim and then go into initiative order after that.
Okay, I got 14.
Okay.
That'll be 14 for me as well.
Okay. Nolan.
8.
8. Okay. Hey, you're not last. Those who got 14, which is Joe, Lydia, and Chris, what is your dexterity?
I've got a 9.
An 8.
Wow, the total score?
Yeah.
11. Ha!
All right. So the order will go after the creatures and Tim go. Then we'll go in initiative order, and the order will be now edited. It'll be Chris, then it'll be Joe, and then Lydia, and then the things, and then Nolan, and then Tim. Okay. Okay. So the hounds will attack. That's what I was wanting. And Tim, you were being attacked in retaliation for. Oh, that's not going to hit, so it doesn't matter. And Joe, you were also being struck at, but your stance will allow you to defend properly against this thing. So, Chris, you will go, then Lydia, then Nolan, and then we'll head back to the top, which will be Chris again. And then we'll go in normal order. Are we okay with that?
Yep.
All right. So, Chris?
All right.
You run out.
How dark is
Your friend's in danger. What?
How dark is it out here? Can we? Is it easy to see the enemies, or?
It's there are lanterns lit, but it's not like daytime, obviously. And the it's just lantern, so it's not very good. Enough that you could not trip walking, but it's not very well illuminated.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Mage Light one time on the building behind us, the guild hall behind us, and I'm gonna make it as bright as day.
Okay.
Making it as bright as day will give me a -5 to my roll, but I have a pretty high score, so hopefully, yeah. My score now is 12, and I rolled a 5, so
Weak sauce. And I've never actually had anybody fail that, so I could have the magic run away with itself, because that would have been awesome. And I would love to pull a last unicorn, magic do as you will, and turn a tree into a. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
I'm sure I'll fail. Just wait.
I don't know. We're doing all right this time. People are doing okay. Knock on wood. Okay. So all of a sudden, it's been dark outside, and this building just bursts into brilliant light. The whole building. So everybody is actually temporarily blinded, and since it was dark outside.
Would they be blinded if their back was to the building, though?
No, dude. It's just you've been dark. It's dark. It's been dark. Even in the guild hall, it's dark. I mean, they've got light, but it's still dark. It's medieval times, ish. It's not very bright. But then all of a sudden, it's like Jay, So everybody's got -2 to their attack from temporary blindness.
You're welcome.
However, you will be able to see better.
Yes.
Doesn't suck. Because you could been getting minuses anyway to attacks. Because it's dark outside. That makes it Lydia and then Nolan. And the bear will act on Lydia's turn also, by the way.
I rolled a 20.
Okay. You will hit something critically.
And I roll a d6 and it's a 4.
Okay, so what do we want to do for criticals, by the way? As a party, let's decide this. Do we want to do full damage? Do we want to do double damage? What do we want to do?
I'm okay with double.
Yeah, I'm used to double.
Okay.
Yeah. Basis double. Sometimes I do full damage, automatic full damage, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sure, we can do double. So you do 8, correct?
Yep.
Plus strength bonus +1.
Oh.
Woo! Okay, you hit one of the hounds quite hard, but it is still up and running around.
Oh, smack.
But, okay. That's awesome. Okay. But it's still up and running. It looks pretty hurt, but it's now angry. That makes it Nolan's turn.
Okay. I run up and hit that.
You hit the injured one, or do you hit the other?
I roll.
Good hit.
Are we -2 still? Is that what we're doing
Yes, for this attack.
for this attack? So I am at 18 to hit.
To hit?
To hit.
Okay, yeah, you'll definitely hit it. And you said you were attacking the injured one?
Yes, and I do 13 damage.
Holy crap.
Whoa.
That's maximum.
Okay, you cleave the hound in twain.
Yes, I do.
Right through its spine. Ah! Two halves fall, and but it actually dissolves into mist. It doesn't bleed or anything gory because.
Oh, Tim can't cook it, or Ape can't cook it.
I know. Ape the dog man can't cook it. Yeah. Okay. I don't. Those are words I never thought I would come out of my mouth.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, I know, right? So that puts it back up to the top of initiative, which makes it Chris's turn.
I haven't even gone yet.
I thought you did go.
Just once.
No, you did. Yeah, but then they came in at the end of your initiative, and I was back up to the top for the new initiative.
I got confused. I thought we were playing another round.
No.
Now we are.
Joe, now we are. Joe had shouted, the creature's gone, you went, and then they got to go, and now it's back up to the top of the real initiative score.
Okay.
Since they came in at the end of your guys' turn. So,
Right.
So Chris.
All right. Well, this time I'm gonna cast my famous one spell per day magic missile at one of the enemies. Oh yes.
Are the enemies dark?
Are they?
No, you're not casting magic missile at the darkness. No.
I don't know.
I
It
cast
doesn't.
magic missile at the darkness. Oh, that's old school there.
No, it doesn't say if I have to roll for magic missile or not. I know other games it's an instant hit, but I don't know about this.
I think this one is too, and if you can't find it, we'll just make it that way for now.
Okay.
So we don't keep wasting time.
Okay, then the bolt does 1d6 plus 1 point of damage.
Ooh.
Roll it. Bam. I do 4 points of damage. Yes.
Hey, it's useful. Okay, your magic bolt sears into the fur of this hound, and it howls, and it turns, and it snaps. But it's Joe's turn, so it doesn't matter.
Well, obviously, with commanding stance, I can't do any attacks or anything. So I'm going to talk to the creatures that are attacking me. What do you want from us?
It's commanding stance. You just guys run out, and he just looks amazing. He's standing there like Captain Morgan, like, ha ha!
You guys are doing great.
Yeah. Hit that one over there. Hit him hard. You get him. No. They don't respond to you. It doesn't respond to you since the other one is, dissolved into mist from your Templar's mighty blow. Is that all you're going to do? Well, I guess you're doing your massive stance.
Do I need to re-roll charisma check for the people that joined our party?
Yes.
Okay.
Good question.
Ouch. Sorry, guys.
Oh no.
Oh, well.
It fails.
You do not get the +2
Epic
bonus.
failure. Okay, Lydia, that makes it your turn.
Okay. Roll a 10.
Total? Do you have any additives to that?
+1 strength.
Okay. The hound has been alerted to your presence by the magic missile in the giant glowing building and has deftly dodged.
Okay.
The giant glowing building.
Yes, the giant glowing building. The hound, the spectral-looking hound, will turn and bite at Chris, who shot it with a magical dart.
Do it.
Why is that not working? What's going on? Do your deal. You're supposed to be rolling stuff. There it goes.
It did. It rolled twice.
Yeah, it did now. It's because I had to keep clicking the crap out of it, and it misses either way, so it doesn't matter. It's
Was that
snapping and snapping. But
there were
what?
there are no bonuses for the roll for them?
What's your AC?
My AC is 10.
Yeah, there's not enough of a bonus for that.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. Cause...
Wait, you said 10? Yeah, never mind. It hits you.
Ah!
Barely. That's what you get.
Yep.
For 2. Woo!
All right.
So the hound does turn. It turns and it grabs you like...
Ah!
Okay. That makes it Nolan's turn.
Okay, are there any injured ones?
There's
There's only
only
one.
one left, and it is injured. It has been shot with a magic missile.
Then I attack. Ooh, another 18.
Huzzah! You will hit it again. Your blow will connect.
8 damage.
Okay. You have opened up part of its brain pan, but it still appears to be moving.
Dang.
I know, it's got 1 hit point left.
I figured.
I know, right? At the bottom of the barrel. Tim.
Yay!
Attack!
I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna attack.
Oh.
Let's see. Total roll is 12.
Total roll is 12. Ooh. And even though it is on the verge of collapsing and appears to be weakened and definitely hurt, it still has the wherewithal of which to dodge you.
Ouch.
And that makes it Chris's turn.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's up to you, man. You got this.
Man, I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Blessing with a +3 bonus to hit. Might down that enemy on what's her name, Avarian.
Okay.
Dude, you
And I have
could
to make
lick
a
it and it would die.
If I could hit it, but I'm gonna make sure she can hit it. She goes.
Good point.
So, I take a -3 to my wisdom, so I have to roll a 10 or lower.
Hey.
Right.
Ah, wait, a 10 is passing, like
Yes.
a equal pass. Okay.
Right.
Then I
Okay.
succeed.
Cool. That makes it Lydia's turn.
Okay, how much of a bonus do I get?
No, wait. It's Joe's turn. Sorry. Give Joe.
Wow.
Well,
Joe,
I'm
are
going to
you
go
still-
ahead. I'm going to try and hit to take away Stealer Thunder because,
What?
I gotta be,
He's got
gotta
to
be the type of guy I am.
Oh.
All right, so I'm going to change my stance to a aggressive stance. Which would be
Into the fray!
+2 to hit, but I'm taking -4 on my armor class.
Yikes.
Yeah, which is a little dangerous, but I want to try and make sure I get this. 13 plus 14, 14 plus 2 is 16.
Okay, you will indeed snake the kill.
Oh.
All right, so does it matter if I roll damage now?
Do you have any minuses?
I
It doesn't
know
matter,
it's...
you can't do negative damage anyway, so no.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to roll just because I want to roll. There you go. Perfect.
Max damage,
Max
even.
damage.
Okay. This thing also dissolves into mist.
I'm
as
glad
you
I let you
run it
die.
through. Yeah. Oh, the cleverness of me! To quote a line from Peter Pan. One of my favorites, actually, from the book, because it's just hysterical. Okay. The building, how long is that building illuminated?
I last for quite. Let me look, but it lasts for quite a while, so I dispel it.
Yeah.
Mage light doesn't.
Is it
It lasts as long as. Yes, as long as I can concentrate, it lasts
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll dispel it now since the battle's over. I'll take it away.
As you guys have looked around, you notice that there isn't any remains of these spectral dogs, hounds, and you dispel your magic, and everything just winks out back into the blackness. but before everything goes dark, you guys do notice that same hooded figure in the distance. And then it goes black, and in that moment where your eyes adjust to a darker atmosphere around you, the hooded figure is gone.
Of course.
You guys saw him
Oh,
too,
he's
right?
obviously involved.
Yes.
Can we go inside and brag to everyone about how I defeated these people, these creatures?
Oh, I'm gonna go in and ask the witch about the hooded person.
Excuse me. Hold on. There's a mute button. Oh, holding a cough sucks. All right. That was unpleasant. Okay. You can go inside and ask her who she is. The thing, the guy in the cloak, hooded figure. If it's a dude. Okay. Yeah.
Wow, that was awesome.
Way to be on top of it, Nicholas. Okay. Yes, you may enter in, and she has noticed the figure as well in the event that happened previously with the at the hill, because she didn't see it this recent time, and she will tell you that she believes it to be the recent. He's not a ranger, the hunter who was entered town recently. Ah, there it is. Player's guide. Where is his name? It's not. Waylon is his name. He is a mysterious hunter set up shop outside and downwind of city limits several years ago, and has trained a few of the local young men to assist him in his work. His origins are not known, and he's very quiet, but his industry has helped bring further revenue to the village, so people leave him well enough alone.
Suppose we could talk to the people he's trained.
Or go talk to him.
If you want to go walking out there at night.
Yeah, currently still the dead of night, and you guys are in a fever-ridden hall. What is it that you decide you wish to do? Which, by the way, since you guys have been here long enough, all of you need to make me constitution checks.
Oh, dear.
I say we need to go back to the inn so that way we can get some sleep, because we have a magic user who needs his magic back.
I made mine.
I just have to rest. And it's only one spell. I'm okay.
9. I beat my constitution.
You beat it.
So
I
I'm
rolled a
good.
3. I'm good.
I rolled a 14. I'm doing really good.
No one got an 8. I'm assuming that's under.
Yeah, mine's 12.
Yeah.
And I beat it as well. So
Sweet. Nobody gets this disease. Good job. Yeah, because you don't want this one. I've been planning using this one for ages, so I've had lots of time to think about it.
At least a week.
No, this
Oh,
has been.
I figured the sickness you've had is method acting.
Oh well, that no, no, because I'm not leaking blood from every orifice practically.
Oh, we need to get out of the guild hall and stay somewhere and probably
which is what
stay
I was
overnight.
just about to describe. So people have had fevers recently, but now as the illness is progressing, even though it hasn't really been all that long that you guys showed up, you notice that people are starting to actually weep a reddish substance that appears to be blood-like from their eyes. Some of it from their nose, some have it coming from their ears. A few of them have it coming out of the edges of their mouth, and it's getting quite dire in appearance in this building.
I'm out.
People bleeding from every orifice. I'm gone.
Morgan, you're on your own.
This is what is
Farewell,
called the
heathen
weeping.
crone.
Yeah, he did crone. Nice. This is what is called the weeping fever, and she is well aware of what it is.
The weeping fever?
The weeping fever.
Like
yes.
a weeping willow?
No, as in you weep from an open wound of sorts.
Like the tree, maybe?
That's what I was thinking too. But yeah, it's different.
from the tree down.
that doesn't mean there isn't a connection, but I'm using the word weeping as in, to weep from a wound or whatever. So what do you guys want to do? Other than leave the building. Elvis has left the building.
Guys, I say we go to the
Probably
inn
sleep till morning.
till morning. That way we have daylight.
What are you talking about? You have daylight right here.
And I'll just cast it on the building again. Bing!
I'll cast it on my staff and just hold it up above us.
On, off,
Who showed
on,
up
off.
to us?
Well, if we do travel at night, we stay together.
Agreed.
Yep.
So what's the plan?
Let's sleep.
We'll sleep.
Everybody's like, if we're going to travel, let's stay together. Totally. What are we doing? We're sleeping.
Well, my biggest concern was how quickly the illness is increased.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't wait around. I mean,
Because of it's
you got everyone
progressed
from
that quickly.
yeah.
It's up to you guys. Your decision as players.
We need to head out as soon as possible. These our friends in this village could soon die if we don't, help them.
Just remember, these are family members and friends and people you've known for years.
We are traveling now.
I'm
I could send the
I'm
wolf.
always willing to go for a quest for a fantastic story, so I'll
I'm
go.
bothered by bear.
Okay.
What say you, Abe?
Puppy.
I don't like this.
Silence is acquiescence.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys have a destination? Or you're just like, let's travel somewhere. Somewhere not here.
I say we go visit that hunter.
Okay.
Of course, it's going into the
Okay.
woods, but that's my guess.
I mean, we could ask the witch. She might know where he is.
Well, the
Specific-
witch is back in with the sick people. Do you want to go back in there?
I'll go back in there and ask her.
You could probably get her attention through a window also. Just saying.
I will crack the door and yell in for the witch.
Hey, witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm your wife!
Thank you.
Oh, okay. There aren't enough Princess Bride quotes on this show. As many Monty Python ones either, because like almost every gaming group I've ever been in, it's just like Monty Python on the Holy Grail quotes all friggin' day.
It's so hard for me not to play like Lancelot right now.
I don't know, alright? Like Lancelot. I want to see that. I need to watch that now. The scene where he's just running. Yeah, I know. He kills everybody in this castle.
Hey. That's the best scene. I like how they
I know,
play
it's
that over and over and over as he's running up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my fault for bringing up Monty Python. Let's move on. So, you guys want to travel through the dark?
Well, we're waiting. We're waiting for our mage. He's talking to the witch through the crack in the door.
Okay, but I just want to make sure that we've got that plan. You guys want to walk through the dark to the hunter's place after you are done talking to the witch. And what was your question to her again?
Yes. Do you know where this hooded figure lives in the forest, or where he would reside specifically, or around?
Yeah, everybody knows where he is. You didn't necessarily have to ask her that. He's not hard to find.
Oh.
He is the local tanner. So, I mean, he also is, gathers food for the village and does stuff like that as well. But he also does the tanning of the hides and whatnot, which is why he's outside of town, because classically he used urine, old stale urine even, to deal with that, which is obviously not super pleasant to be around. So they were on the outskirts of most towns.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Is there anything else relevant you would like to ask her? Because if not, she will actually give you guys a mission to go and hunt down a specific herb to help stave the fever.
Okay.
We
All
can
right.
do that.
Hey, just out of curiosity, does she have even a small sample of this herb lying around?
You know what it is, having been with her.
No, I'm saying because I have the spell Druid's Touch. I could grow more.
Oh,
What does it do?
I'd have to look it up again.
Whatever I want, apparently.
yeah. How many herbalists do we have in our group?
I'm an herbalist.
I could have swore there was another one.
There was some skill in it.
I have herbalist skill. Sorry.
I have cooking skill.
Not the same. I can use herbs.
Spells.
I'm sure some of you probably smoke herbs, but
It's good stuff.
It's a cantrip. Someone with Druid's Touch can get any cutting to root and any plant to blossom, no matter how small his garden. You will have an abundant harvest. Causes a single plant to sprout and grow at a prodigious pace, sometimes even springing from the ground before our eyes, or an entire garden can grow double its normal rate.
does it say that you have to have a live plant, though? So, like, a dried herb isn't going to sprout.
But wasn't that spells up there?
It rolls about spells.
Yes. We're trying to find the spell.
That's fine. What page are you on?
I'm on page
52.
No,
Cantrip.
Chris. What was it?
47 on cantrips.
47.
One more page.
Bottom of the page.
Okay.
Okay.
47, Druid's Touch. Yeah, I'd say touch any cutting to root any plant. Someone with a Druid's Touch can get any cutting to root any plant to blossom. Yeah, so it has to be at least somewhat alive, and she's got dried roots. So,
Okay.
so if it was a fresh cutting, that'd be one thing, but it's not. She's got dried herbs, and she wants you to go pick up some more.
Okay.
Do our herbalists know about where to find these with an intellect check or something?
They're going to have to go out and look in the wilderness.
Can I get a whiff of it so I can try smelling around?
Yeah, you can smell it. You'd be able to help
They're
assist hunting it down.
Ooh, spicy. Sniff, 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 sniff.
Okay. Shall we go?
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I know what it smells like now.
Okay.
And once again, I'll cast Mage Light as daylight on my staff.
Okay.
Everybody look away.
Close your eyes.
Quick, crap!
All right, I have to get a 10 or lower. Oh no, this
Avert
is
your eyes.
warn us before you do that.
Avert your eyes. Duck and
12.
cover.
Ha! I rolled an 8. Mwahaha.
Nice. All right, so you cast your mage light of daylight death, and it illuminates quite brightly where you're at. Bing! So you're a beacon of "Come get me here."
Onward.
And, there are downsides to having light with you in the darkness. Okay, so you guys head off into the distance and head towards the outskirts of the village.
Come with me, bear.
Yes, your bear comes with you.
Come with me,
And-
bear.
Yeah. Okay.
Does our Templar have his goat too?
I unless somebody ate the kid, then yeah.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, this isn't a modest proposal. We're not into eating kids. Who got the joke? Tim, you better have read that in school.
I did not. Myself.
It's a piece of literature by the guy who did Gulliver's Travels. It was written as a satire where he's talking about how the British were starving the Irish so much that the Irish might as well just sell their children for food. So he talks all about the market and how much you should wait to sell your kids to eat. And one of my favorite lines in it is, an American friend of mine assures me that they're quite nutritious. I was like, oh, screw you.
I don't remember that line specifically, and I don't remember the title, but I do remember the book.
Yeah.
Jonathan Swift was the man.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. He almost got thrown in jail for that one. It's one of my favorite pieces of literature. My wife hates that I talk about because I think it's hysterical. Because he's not being serious, obviously. If he was talking real legitimately about eating children, that would be horrifying. But it was, saying you guys are dickholes and you need to stop being stupid. So, yeah. Anyway, so reference to a modest proposal. My day is complete. So you guys have reached the edge of the village at this point, and you have come across his little shack is too grand a word for the place in which he lives. However, upon examination of his area, we'll just call it, because you discover he is not there. Basically, it would be pretty simple to tell whether he is or not. He doesn't have a permanent building that's enclosed like the rest of everyone else. It is a temporary structure where you can see inside pretty easily. Everything that he does to do his job is all underneath of temporary covered buildings where they have no walls, so it's pretty much just a roof to protect things from getting wet that are hanging out. So you'd be able to see him, and you don't.
Tracks? Is there any tracks? Yeah.
There could be.
Okay. Oh man!
Isn't there
a storm recently?
Class ability assist a friend?
Yeah, it's fortune points. You give a plus.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fortune points, huh?
Okay. I rolled to track.
Okay.
And I rolled a 5.
Okay. You will discover the tracks everywhere. It rained recently, and it looks like he's been to his base camp. There also appears to be a number of other sets of tracks around, which could presumably be his apprentices. So there are many, many tracks which to follow, and they lead in a good many directions.
Nuts. I want to find the ones that look like his footprints.
That would be hard, considering you're not exactly sure what his specific footprints look like.
See any shoes sitting inside his house?
Yeah, I know. No, there are not.
There any personal possessions that I could smell?
No, but he does live there, so you'll be able to catch a scent of him. And you've met him before. It's not like none of you know who this guy is. He's not super common in town, but common enough that you'd have been acquainted with his scent and been able to catch it that way.
Okay,
and it's odd that he's not here in the middle of the equinox.
Yeah, and that's still going on. So, yay for crazy stuff. Okay. I don't want to do that right now. Okay, so
is there anything else in this area that we can use?
What are you looking for specifically? The herb that you are looking for is only found in the wood, which is relatively close by, and there are tools and things for skinning animals and chopping up meat and stuff like that.
Well, I guess we can go get the herb while we're here.
Yeah, we're close by.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You, track down that herb. Go, doggy, go.
Okay, but the bear and the kid are helping me.
What would a goat?
The goat would eat it.
Okay, forget the goat. Goat, stay here. Come here, bear.
Hey, I'm pretty sure the Templar isn't going to want to forget his goat. You know, when he needs to sacrifice it to his heathen gods before Friday the 13th, you've got to...
Oh, gosh.
He's not even...
Sacrificing the goat above Goat Rider. Oh man, that was such a great scene.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Well, you got to make it ironic periodically to keep it interesting. Okay. You will traipse into the woods, and we'll actually end the adventure there and start talking about the rest of the system. We can continue our adventures into the wildwood at night and during an equinox, which is a really bad idea. I'm just going to say that. Next week, or next time we play, not next week, we'll be playing Blue Home, which is a really awesome old school reproduction of the old Holmes D&D. It was a blue box that tried to crack down what had been going on into a very simple and basic system for people to learn. Blue Home, the Prentice rules, which we got sent by the creator, which was awesome for him to do, is a 3. It comes in 3 levels for the game, and then you've got 4 classes, I believe. And then it goes from there. We also have the Journeyman rules, which is going to be on Kickstarter soon, or was just recently kickstarted, to have the art finished. That is a 20-level version, which is interesting because even the original Holmes style D&D game didn't go up to 20, level 20. It was just a simple thing. But the rules in itself are once again a nice self-contained system, which is something I like. But that's not what we're talking about tonight. We are talking about Beyond the Wall. So what do we think about Beyond the Wall? Lydia, I believe this is the second time that you've played the game with us, using the same character even. You did the first time we played, and Tim, I think this is the third time you've played. I think Nolan, this is your second. And then Joe and Chris, this is your first time playing Beyond the Wall. What do you guys think?
I like it.
I like it. It's like a step above Dungeons and Delvers that we play tested for that other outfit.
Yeah, that last week, yeah.
Frog God.
Which it's on Kickstarter, so if any of our viewers want to go check that out, we played it last time, and it was actually a lot of fun. Very, very easy. So Beyond the Wall is actually just a step up from that. It's still relatively simple. But like I said, it's on Kickstarter. Go over there and check it out. Help those guys out. We liked it. It was a good game.
Yeah, it's been fully funded at this point, so that's really awesome that they're able to produce that. Dungeons and Delvers, it's really, really a lot of fun.
It's on Kickstarter. It's a work in progress. They're working on it here and there, but Beyond the Wall, and if you don't do Dungeons and Delvers to get yourself familiar with the entire RPG thing, then I would say Beyond the Wall is probably your best bet for at least learning how the ability score, strength through charisma really work. And a lot of RPGs use that.
Yeah, this is a G20 based. Yeah, this is a G20 based system, so anything that's relatively D&D related is this. This is quite a bit of a variation, as I talked about in the beginning, on how the structure is actually built. Since you're rolling underneath your stat instead of having a target number that you're having to beat. What do we think about that in general? I mean, that's quite a bit of a deviation from what D&D normally does.
True.
Yeah. I'm always I usually always try to play as a wizard or a mage type character because I like to see the variation in the magic, how they implement that into other new systems. This way, when I can cast greater spells, but at a disadvantage to my roll or to my intelligence score or whatever. I was trying really hard to fail because I wanted to see when you do fail, wild magic happens. Magic is something that is hard to control, and sometimes it does get out of hand. And I liked how there was a chance of that happening in the system. Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Unfortunately,
I was really trying.
Yeah, I noticed you were just casting that mage light, stinking everywhere. I was like, "Dang, dude!" But statistics were on your side.
Yes.
But no, I really like the way that this game is set up and structured. And so it's one of my favorite games right now, just in general, because it is easy to pick up. So you can pretty much introduce it to anyone ever. Even younger kids can really get this pretty easily. There isn't a lot it seems like a lot involved when we kind of talked about it, but when you're actually going about doing it, it's really, really simple. I mean, you just roll on a table to create your character. Boom, it's done. Like I said, it could take 5 minutes longer if you're really, really slow at it. But for the most part, it's really simple. The system's really basic. You don't have to juggle a ton of skills like, Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, which was just crap.
It's like 40 or 50 of them.
It certainly feels that way. As much as I like 3.5, because I'd still play it. It's it can get kind of brutal with the skills. This is you start the game with maybe 2 or 3, 4 at the most. I think actual skills, and all they do is add to your roll. It's not like you have to keep track of a crap load of skill points, dump them into your skills every time you level up, and do all that kind of thing. This is very sleek, very simple, very basic. The magic rules are a little bit not complex, but more interesting, I think. You do use spell components and things. We didn't get into some of the other stuff, like casting a ritual is stronger magic, so it actually takes time. It takes like hours to cast a ritual piece of magic, and you have to have very specific
10
components. Yeah, it depends on what the ritual is, but it takes time. It's not like you're just dropping fireballs everywhere.
Yeah, like a quick ritual is like 10 minutes, but the effects are relatively minor. But then you have the really long, complicated ones that take so many hours to do, but their effects are very potent.
Right. So, what?
Oh, just I was talking before we started the stream about my bind.
Oh, and I froze.
My bind. You didn't freeze for us.
Oh. You guys froze for me.
Oh. My bind familiar spell. So it does take like about an hour or more to cast the spell, but then it actually takes a full season to train the familiar to train the animal to become my familiar. So there's a lot of time that goes into that part, and obviously other rituals that I didn't have time to read up on, but there are other effects as well. So yeah.
Now I noticed something with this game. Usually the last D&D games we played, charisma hasn't really been a huge part. Like when we did a couple episodes back, the charisma, all it did was affect your followers. With this, my charisma actually helped out on helping other people with their ability checks and everything else too. That was sort of nice. Not ability, but the two hit.
Right. No, I think they did a good job on integrating everything and trying to make everything matter. I know there's been some of my issues with newer editions of D&D and some of the old ones even, where the statistics didn't. I mean, they mattered, but the difference between like a 13 and a 15 weren't really that great. I mean, you get a +1 to some things, but it doesn't really matter that much. In this game, a 13 and a 14 is huge. If you're trying to roll underneath of this the skill or whatever, getting another 1 to your stat point makes a huge difference in what you're doing, statistically speaking. And they tried to make the skills, I think, a little more relevant so that everybody in the party really matters, which is something that I absolutely loved. And in the character creation, how what your character comes up with impacts the person next to you. And their character and how that character is played and runs. I love that, which is why I had suggested at the beginning of the broadcast, anybody who plays games at all, get this book, which is the second book that came out in the series, The Further Afield, because it does, aside from just expanding the game, and it's really neat, the mechanics that they come up with for a shared sandbox game it's just brilliant. So the Beyond the Wall, the base game, is kind of focused on really fast play. You can play extended games with it just fine, but it is more for quick games. So you just show up at a convention or at a buddy's house, you got some time and just want to kill some, then you play that, and it's quick and it's dirty, and you've got it going on. You want to extend the play. Further Afield is what that is for. And sandbox creation is once again collaborative. So if we were to do that, as we were creating our characters and creating the town, we're actually creating a bigger hexagonal map also. And what's interesting about this book and the way that it structures it, some of the things, is that player comes up with a location. Say Chris wants to be able to explore a goblin cave that's on the edges of the town. He can say that that location is there, but I believe it's been a while since I've read it. But another player will say whether that is a true location or a rumor or whatever, and we roll on it to see what's actually going on with it, which makes it really interesting. So you're never sure if the location, and then you can add things to the location too as you're creating this map together. So you're never quite sure what you're going to end up with, which is an interesting way to sandbox it. Is the players are coming up with it, and they're coming up with whether or not it's a rumor or it's true, or yes, that is there, but there's also this other creature that exists in this cave that we don't know about. So there are these really interesting things that we all can come up with together to really connect with the world that we're building in our own minds, because the players often have really fantastic ideas with things and interpretations and how they see what you're describing them. But as a GM, if you don't send out surveys constantly, which I do when I run long campaigns, I usually have a survey that I give to people periodically, so I know how they're interpreting what I'm saying. This is a really fantastic way to do that, because you get to see and come up with things and adventures based off of what the characters and your players are seeing and thinking. Wall is excellent when it comes to doing stuff like that. And in this book, The Heroes Young and Old kind of expands on some of these playbooks further. Beyond the Wall has a lot of actual free supplements that you can get. It's got a number of base playbooks in the main manual, and then they've released a bunch of free ones that update it. So you don't really have too many racial playbooks in Beyond the Wall. I think they give you stats for elves and dwarves and things to play, but they have an expansion that you can get for free off of DriveThruRPG or RPG Now. Whichever, it's pretty much all the same place. That will allow you to play elves and gnomes and halflings and things like that. You can also play more advanced characters instead of basic characters, where you get to play, veterans who have fought for a while and have taken an arrow to the knee, because that's a super popular phrase. I used to be an adventurer, then I took an arrow to the knee. So you got all these things that you can play with, and they give you some more villains to throw at. Oh, and something else that was neat in further afield that I liked was they have these threat packs where you've got this your sandbox that you've created. So you've got all these little individual encounters that you can have, and then you've got the threat pack, which is more like the overarching theme of what's going on. So do you have a Dark Lord that's following you, or maybe the undead are rising from their graves, and you've got to deal with that, and what else is happening on the map to kind of escalate the danger and the threat, threat packs, that's going on in the world as your adventurers are running around. Well, let's hear some more from the players and their experiences with what we've gone through tonight. I know it was kind of quick and dirty, and we were having some technical. I was having some massive technical difficulties before we started, and we did kind of break it down and talk about character creation and playing the game a little bit. But what are some other thoughts that you guys have had on the game tonight, and as you were reading it before we played?
Like I said, with character creation, I love Fusion Fall. I love the design of that for the life paths. So this one was a quick, easy life path. 6 rolls and you're done. I love that. I also love the fact that we're able to affect our teammates.
Mm-hmm. I noticed a lot of things for we were trying to figure this out earlier with the skills and how the skills, what equipment you got from what skills you had. There was a lot of open-endedness to it, where you could kind of decide what you got from your skill or from your equipment, what you had, within reason, of course. But it was just a lot to keep your mind open and moving, and just adds to the world that we're all playing in. So I thought it was cool. But
I had fun playing an animal.
This is the second time. I'm glad that people are choosing some of the other racial options. I see a lot of humans being played, or elves, but there's a lot going on. And then our campaign setting, I've added like 3 or 4 new races, just as different fun options. So seeing somebody play it is really nice, actually. We've got some diversity in its own right there.
Well, that's for an interesting element to the game too. Like as an animal, like actually role-playing an animal and some of the mannerisms behind it was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah, all the random growling and barking. Just don't do the panting anymore, dude. That's not okay.
Well, it's fun. Like you're in the tavern with all the rest of your party members. They have mugs to drink out of, but as a wolf, it's easier for me to have stuff out of a dish or a bowl. I have keener senses, so I'd be able to pick up on things that they normally wouldn't. And then just some of the other stuff that gets in there. It's just the interaction with people that are human. It's fun.
Yeah, it subtly shifts the dynamic in what you're doing when you're playing a dog man than anything else. And I like that they threw that in there with the village bear as a playbook. And if I'm recalling correctly, it was actually created by one of the friends of Flatland Games, just because they wanted to do something unique and different. And the bear has a lot of interesting things to it. So I'm glad to see that they threw in something completely random into their game. And they do a lot of really fun stuff, I think, with their playbooks and some of the threat packs that they come out with, that they do. It's really like one of the other threat packs that came out with the new village one was like a really cantankerous merchant, who causes some trouble and stirs up the village to do some naughty things. Talked a little bit also about the scenario packs, and there's quite a few of those as well. So I like the replayability, I think, is what really appeals to me about this game. You've got really fun character creation. It's probably the most fun I've ever had. I love the fusion life paths and the things that Art House Orient Games does with them. Their life paths are really comprehensive, and they do a lot of really fun things. But this one is short and sweet, and it gives you all the information you need to have a really good, expansive, if you want to expand on it, background for your characters. It integrates everybody together. But you can also come up with something new every time. Like if Nolan decided he wanted to keep playing a Templar, he could play a different Templar every time when picking up the game. If he just wanted to play new adventures, and we could keep playing this village, threat pack, or no, it's not a threat pack. This whatever it's called. Hold on, let me grab it. The Troubled Village scenario pack repeatedly, and be unlikely to play the same scenario over and over and over again. Which is a lot of fun. I mean, you can just keep running your favorite adventure over and over, and the plot changes every time. The happenings that happen change all the time. Yes, the basic thing happens. Like there's one where it's a fairy event in the village, so something is happening that has to do with the world of fairy in and of itself. And we played that one together at one point before we started doing the show, way before. It's been a couple years now, I think, at this point. And there was like a horse on top of a shed, like just random, weirdly weird fairy stuff that happens in stories. And if we rolled on that, it would be different every time. It's like a D12 or D20 for the happenings. So it's different ways to get people involved. Different characters are affected differently by what's happening in the village, and you could even roll different characters every time. I really love the replayability in this. It will never ever get old, unlike listening to me talk, which you guys have been doing for a while. I really like Beyond the Wall. It is probably I struggle to say it's my favorite game because there's so many good ones right now. I really love all the stuff that people have been sending us, and some of the things that we've picked up. Like Blue Home is really good. I love the old school feel of that one. I I love Hero's Journey. Also is a very, very good, solid game. White Star will be fun when we get there. It's a really simple, old school Renaissance sci-fi adventure game. It'll be a lot of fun to play that one. Savage Rifts looks amazing, and I'm going to have fun playing that one because I actually get to play for once, and that'll be fun. I mean, not for once. I played, the Middle Earth game. So there's lots of really fun games coming out right now, and a lot of really great work people have done. And then there's lots of really fun old games. Like I said, I struggle saying that this is my favorite, but it is really, really up there. It's so much fun, and I would just play this thing all the time. So I can't say enough good things about it. But I don't want to keep people too late, just by keeping everything going. And I'm still sick, and everybody's up here late because some of these people are on mountain time. And thank you guys for watching and joining us for Beyond the Wall by Flatland Games. I love it. One of my favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you have any questions, please visit our website, send us information. We have comment section and YouTube below. Be sure to do that. Also, during sessions, we usually have a live chat going, so you can send us, your positive feedback or your negative feedback for old outplayed jokes, which somebody did, which is totally fine. Thanks, Zach, for that one. So shout out to Zach Gilmore because he shows up fairly regularly, and it's super awesome to have somebody show up and actually bait us because we need it every now and then.
Hi, Zach.
Yeah. So thanks for coming. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys will join us next month for Blue Home. We will be trying to reproduce our characters that we made tonight in that one, and the Princess rules, because I would like to explore those. And then I will be hopefully being able to get to posting some of the shorter 5-minute reviews is what we'll also be doing for a lot of the things that people have been sending us. We've been getting some miniatures in. There's been some Kickstarters that we've been backing and some stuff that we can talk about. That's more than just systems, games for systems. But we also want to talk about the Journeyman rules for Blue Home because they're also great. And we got sent that, and it's amazing. So we're going to try and do some short 5-minute reviews in the future here, aside from the long 3-hour play sessions. But please join us next month for Blue Home once again, and we will see you later. So happy gaming, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. See ya.